everyone. Welcome to BTV. We've got a great game ahead of us this afternoon. Vitality Women's Premier Division action. Beeston versus Surbiton. Let's set the scene for you. How do things look? Well, you can see it's a beautiful day. What's it like on the ground? We've got that information. There's a slight wind. It's a nice 12 degrees here. Low chance of rain. And just to mention, yeah, that's the main summary. A little bit of a breeze. Ideal spring conditions for hockey. This is the way things look in the women's competition. Of course, we're bringing you Beeston versus Surbiton. Elsewhere in the top six, Clifton Robinsons play Hampstead and Westminster, and Wimbledon play East Grinstead. In the bottom five split, University of Birmingham host Loughborough Students, and Buckingham play Swansea. Sitting alongside me, it's Jake Reed. How are you doing, Jake?
I'm good, Andy. Yeah, pleasure to be back.
What are we expecting today?
I think it's going to be a really good game, to be honest. Obviously, both sides almost back to full strength. A couple players missing from each side. But again, Beeston in good form and Surbiton likewise. So, yeah, really excited for this one.
Let's have a look at the table, give a bit more context to the competition. You can see there's four teams ahead, and Surbiton leading the way. You can tell that big zero underneath the lost. So Surbiton unbeaten yet this season. Beeston in 5th place with 17 points on the board, looking for a first win since that win at Clifton Robinsons the other week. And just to bring you up to speed with the men's competition as well, this is where Beeston men, they are on 15 points. Things looking okay at the moment for the men's side. A few more wins on the agenda for sure, but they are all hard to come by. In Premier Division hockey for both men and women, a win is never a guarantee. These are the fixtures. There's actually a couple today in the men's top six. East Grinstead, Hampstead and Westminster, Wimbledon, Surbiton, those two. Tomorrow in the top six, Old Georgians play Holcombe. And in the bottom five, Beeston travel to Oxford. And it's the University of Exeter versus Brooklands Manchester University. That rounds out the fixture list for the weekend. So the teams are about to make their way out onto the field of play. We'll introduce you to them in a few moments' time. We will tell you about the umpires and officials who will be leading us out. Joe Lord and Janice Tasher are the umpires, and match official is Joe Barnes. Once the teams are lined up and have been introduced to each other, we'll walk you through the matchday 16s. A couple of interesting changes and selections in both 16s, which we'll walk you through in just a few moments' time. So formalities complete, the teams introduced to each other, and now the umpires as well. Let's introduce you to the Beeston Matchday 16. There's someone in that Matchday 16 you've got special information about, haven't you?
Absolutely, yeah. So Carol Hulme, it's really good to see her in the squad. It's actually her first game for the Bees in the league this season, having been out with a broken foot over the winter break. Julie Reid also comes back into the squad. I know Julie's suffering with the effects of long COVID, sadly, so really good to see her back into the side and kind of play her part in the game today.
Indeed, it's good to see Sophie Robinson as well. She's been out, certainly missed the last home game. Looking at the Surbiton 16, intriguing to note that there are two goalkeepers travelling in the squad today.
Absolutely, and I think you've got a couple players there notably missing. One in Leah Wilkinson, obviously a pivotal player for this side, likes to control the game from the back, very, very strong with those longer penetrating passes, so yeah, she'll definitely be missed today.
There's a whole host of experience, title winning and international experience, as well as youth on the side of Surbiton today. As I mentioned, they are top of the table, yet to lose a game this season. Maybe that will change today. There's only one way to find out, and that's stick with us on BTV. It will be Beeston to start the game. Beeston in the black and yellow visitors, Surbiton, in the white, blue and stripy socks, let's call it that, rather than get into detail about colours right now. And we are rolling. Beeston are playing towards the boulevard end and making a good progress towards the baseline already from Lucy Millington. Going again from the side, just making sure it's in exactly the right place. Nice ball. Burrell playing the ball into the circle, takes a touchdown. And we're defensive head out for Surbiton. It's a very, very bold start for Beeston.
Yeah, already like what I'm seeing, to be honest. The Bees not afraid to kind of go straight out Surbiton, take the game to them, start to play hockey in their half and begin to dominate higher up.
And there's a high turnover, which unfortunately for a Beeston perspective doesn't come to anything. But yeah, you're right, it is a very positive start. I think that's the right way to play it, if you play without fear. Long way to go though, first minute just about complete. Beeston 0, Surbiton 0 on BTV. Beautiful conditions, and play just held up over on the far side. That's B Bell who got the closest to that, restarting bang on halfway. So Beeston looking to play the ball across the back, moving it quicker out of defence, but that's been picked up on halfway. Sarah Evans. Sharp playing the ball into the circle, opportunity early on, and that's been tapped in from the top scorer, Darcy Bourne, who manages goal number 12. Simple finish in the end. Beeston really cut apart.
Yeah, really simple in the end, but it's all kind of come from that turnover here that we see. I think it's Sarah Evans on the ball, wins it back from that interception, plays the ball in, lovely skill through the top, and Darcy's just there, stood on the back post, so really good finish by Darcy Bourne. Yeah,
Sophie Hamilton with the assist from the edge of the circle, so already it's early lead for the visitors. So we were saying about the promising start for Beeston. Well, what was really the so we noticed the interception there. Is there anything that the Beeston could have done better in stopping that progress down the field?
Yeah, for me it's just we've got to be patient really. Beeston just need to retain the ball, look to play it forward when it's on. It's really good they want to go forward, but just be patient, play through the midfield and look to connect those layers as we go up.
There's a Pooler taking a touch on halfway, and a risky interception really taken by Ali Sharp, who's impressed in the first couple of moments here. Trying to find a way through, and that's rolled over the baseline. I think there's a way to avoid the pun, but Sharp looking sharp.
Sharp looking sharp.
Here we go, some space opening up on the Beeston left-hand side. Support is coming up in the middle through, I think, Millington, whose attempt to find it was picked up by Steph Elliott. Progress down the Surbiton right-hand side. Layoff finds Sophie Hamilton. Well watched and well intercepted is an attempt, and that's been tapped towards goal. I think that got touch off a defender, and Steph Tyrrell having to be alert to block that.
Yeah, I think both teams are starting as you'd both expect. Beeston really wanted to kind of take the game to Surbiton, and Surbiton just being really composed and just punishing Beeston for their mistakes at the moment. But yeah, the Beeston girls doing really, really well to kind of just maintain it at the moment.
Long ball out to find Alice Wills. Elliott to the right-hand side. Ball into the circle. Will it be picked up by Surbiton player? It is ultimately. Charge starting to come now. So is that Robinson who's closest to the ball, trying to close down the routes. Ross's ball is intercepted but quickly won back, but at the expense of a free hit.
That's a good interception there by Judy Reid.
Here goes Millington. Is there support coming up in the middle? There is from a Pooler. This is a lovely run in towards the circle.
she just didn't seem, Lucy Millington there, like she had much options going for her. Just had to kind of look to kind of create something out of that carry. Did really well to win the free hit.
Bell receives the ball, tries to find a way through, has it stripped off up by Sharp again. Back in Beeston possession, just outside the 23. Millington a little bit deeper, earns a free hit. Lofted ball towards the right hand side of the circle, towards Apula, but nice idea. Just a touch too much.
Yeah, those positions there where you can get Hannah Grieve on the ball, Beeston are really dangerous. We know Hannah's got an absolute beautiful delivery on her into the circle, so if we can kind of look to win more free hits up and around that area, I think the Beeston girls can be really successful today.
Average possession area would probably be here if we were to draw the line now, but of course it's Surbiton that have the lead in terms of goals, which is the only stat that matters. And quickly through the gears on the edge of the circle. Long, and that's been turned in, and it can look so easy when it's done like that. They
are a really well drilled side, and that's a really well taken goal. We find ourselves here, if we just watch the replay.
We'll have to come back to that, I'm afraid, but yes. So we were saying about the possession and where the ball average point was, as Surbiton so quickly through the gears and into the circle, put the ball beyond Steph Tyrrell for the second time in 7 minutes.
Absolutely, and I think it's Surbiton looking to get into these dangerous areas in behind the defence, and for me that's the second time a player's been able to go through unmarked, unchallenged. So Beeston have just got to really tighten up with their crucial moment marking in and around the circle, and look to kind of shut down those phases very early.
Something to note as well, there's no James Sordillo on the bench for Beeston today. There's a little emergency he's had to attend to, so Nick Moss has taken the step out of midfield and onto the bench today.
Yeah, I know they'll miss James obviously on the sideline, kind of calling them as the game begins to change, and it's invaluable having that coach on the sideline, so he'll definitely be missed today.
Aerial ball towards the right hand side. Beeston come off the better of the two teams without control. That's Newitt, just coming off the stick at an unusual angle. Ross with a measured ball towards the middle of defence. A little bit fortunate, Steph Elliott there. She with a miscontrol, but got the umpire's whistle.
Yeah, I've definitely been in a few of those myself, Andy, where you just don't quite have control of the ball, but sadly the defender has no idea what you're doing either.
Unpredictability. Nice idea from the visitors to play the ball out to the right hand side, but it did take a touch out. Sideline ball. Maddie Pendle with a restart. Already very difficult to get that ball and find a teammate. So it's incremental progress up the field of play, but that's great skill on the right hand side. And already Surbiton in towards the edge of the circle again. It's been held up and cleared away and immediately given back to Holly Payne.
Really well stepped there by Hannah Grieve, but yeah, just got to retain possession as you do come out the circle.
Risky ball. Free hit taken quickly. Played in. And that's the first penalty corner of the game. Just finding a foot on the inside of the circle. You can see Beeston were just about to clear the ball and immediately turned over. Watching the run of Georgie Twigg, who takes the ball into the circle, just taking the foot, or taking a touch off Ruby Apula.
Very experienced player, Georgie Twig, obviously, with just winning a foul there in an area where she doesn't really want to take that shot as the angle gets tighter towards the baseline. Just recognising she's good in area to win that short corner and gain the upgrade.
Leah Wilkinson is Surbiton's leading penalty corner dispatcher, but she's not in the match day 16 today, so there are a couple of other candidates around the edge of the circle. You can see Meg Douthwaite is lingering with intent as well. Play towards the left-hand side of the circle. Aim towards the edge and all the way through. Really well left from Nadia Benalo, right on the edge of the... it almost went through her, but she deliberately left that. That was real good skill.
Yeah, I think Surbiton were unlucky, to be honest, on that penalty spot. Players in really good areas to make that deflection just couldn't quite connect to turn it a goal. Just want to see Beeston here just be really patient on the ball now. Move the ball around the back, play it when it's the right time to go forward, and try to get out of these carries.
Going the long way through. So far it's working, but it will be a difficult job to carry on further. I think that's the best possible outcome from that run.
Absolutely. I think Beeston's objective at the moment should be just to get the ball into the opposition half and begin to play all of our hockey here. As you can see, good aerial into the corner, but again, just unfortunate not to retain that in there.
Amy O'Neill, the forward, trying absolute damnedest to get onto the end of that. Everything you've worked for in the week, it not necessarily all goes out the window, but your game plan is you have to reassess very quickly if you find yourself 2 goals down after 7 minutes.
Absolutely, it's not a position any team or player wants to find themselves in, but the girls are obviously very resilient, and I'm sure they'll find their way back into this game.
The front, a touch in the middle, and carries on her run. The ball's behind now. Played towards the right-hand side of the circle. Nice touch from Lauren Burrell, number 9, a captain. Aerial ball bounces once, taken down. Goes Beeston's way. Now looking to take this opportunity to counter-attack when there's a few Surbiton players out of harm's way. But Alice Wills with an important interception. It's going one way and then the other. You can't take your eyes off this.
Yeah, really good breakaway there. Sophie Robertson with a signature skill there. Fools the defender, but just couldn't quite connect with that next layer and create that 2v1.
Wills again. There's a lot of time in possession. Wonder when Beeston will snap. Try and... here comes the pressure now. Just making Wills think again. Ross inside to Burrell, who picks it up. Nice ball, or nice attempted ball through the middle, bounces a couple of times, cleared away. Big call of play. Sarah Evans now tries to play through. Hannah Grieve gets the free hit. Goes alone, checks back. The shape of the Surbiton side is really good. You almost know which player is which from where they are on the field at the moment.
Absolutely, I think it just looks very, very different from Beeston to Surbiton, really. You look at Surbiton's back four, really wide, really high, just really utilising that space.
Sharp again, earns a free hit on the left-hand side of the circle, just outside the circle, of course. The way out of defence has been broken down, and Surbiton can set. Really good control on the ball, nice skills from Eloise Stenner, long corner. Such comfort and skill on the ball.
Yeah, Surbiton more than happy to just keep moving that ball around when the pocket opens up, and that's where they can be really individual on the ball. They've definitely got some talent in this team, and if you do give them that too much space, Beeston will find themselves in trouble.
Ross playing the ball forward to Evans, who controls it. Runs along the baseline, appeal from both sides. Umpire closest to it signals it's a Beeston defensive hit. A reminder that the first break will be at 17.5 minutes, so we're 2.5 minutes away from that. Aerial ball out of defence, bounces once, who's closest to it. This is an opportunity here for Karis Miller, who scored at Surbiton earlier in the season, but it runs out of play agonisingly. I've put a great shift in, try and get that ball. Nice idea. No Surbiton players at home.
Yeah, absolutely. It's a really good area, and that's what we say. Hannah Grieve with those longer passes over the top or on the ground. Absolute weapon to have in your team, but the forwards there just not sharp enough to recognise the ball's on early.
Well, that is part of the eternal balance when you need to defend and you can't. You need to be able to commit at the right time. Oh, let's break off. Here goes Georgie Twigg on the left-hand side towards Bourne, who plays it towards goal. That's being turned towards goal. Tyrrell blocks, and Beeston survive in an elegant fashion as well. Borrell not sure where the ball was for a moment. Hamilton, left-hand side of the circle, chipped towards the back post. And Bourne watched that one roll out of play. So dangerous.
Absolutely. You've just got, for me, Beeston just need to be a little bit tighter in the circle. Again, these individual players that we just keep mentioning. Darcy Bourne there, again in space. And I think it was the carry of Olivia Hamilton there. Just breaking through that line.
Striding towards the circle, lay off. Finds a Beeston stick in the defence. Millington carried it a long way and under a lot of pressure as well. Checks inside. Stumbles after a connection with a midfielder. Beeston not wasting any time. Reed laying out to the left. That's Newitt. Doesn't get on the end of that. Foul given away. See the defenders having to retreat. Ball played into the circle. Who did that come off? I think it may have found a stick on the way through there. Whose ball is it? It's a Surbiton ball, so it must have bounced off the Beeston forward in the circle. And that is quarter time. We were pondering if Surbiton could face their first defeat of the season today at Nottingham Hockey Centre. Well, at the moment, Surbiton are more than in the driving seat. At quarter time, it's Beeston 0, Surbiton 2. Darcy Bourne and Maddie Long with the goals for Surbiton in that first 7-minute spell. We'll pause for a few moments and gather our thoughts as the players have their 2-minute quarter-time break. Welcome back to BTV. I wonder what instructions were given to the Beeston team in that quarter-time break. You were making a couple of interesting points off air, which I'm sure you can bring in.
Yeah, it was just, for me, Beeston just need to tighten up a little bit in their crucial moment marking, just the defensive working in around their D, and on the ball, just look to build phases of play a little bit more. Here we see Sophie Robinson going really early, but for me, it's just retain the ball, build that passage, and then look to get something out of it.
Has that been kept in play? I'm not sure it has. And from a very positive start to the quarter, possession has been gifted to the visitors quite easily on either side.
And Surbiton are a team that definitely do not need you giving them that easy possession. Very, very skilled side, so just got to be careful.
Just watching the run into the circle, and that is an important touch from Hannah Grieve, who blocks the ball's progress in the circle. It's back with Surbiton outside, and Julie Reid doing very well under a lot of pressure to get the ball there, and she's carried on forward and earned a free hit in the process as well. The immediate pressure coming in. Foul given away. Changing the angle of route out of defence. There's a look at the pressure coming in straight away, hoping to manufacture an error in defence. And I think that's exactly what's happened, because the clearance was rushed a bit, and that's led to turnover ball via the side.
Yeah, just the sheer presence of Surbiton, 3 players around you, putting pressure to that ball. It just forces you to get your head down, look to play that pass early, and yeah, unfortunate turnover there for the Beeston side.
It's a very, very quick tempo to this game. And look at the pressure again. Good stuff from Sophie Hamilton, recent international Sophie Hamilton. We're going back. Nice progress again down the centre of the field this time. Space seems to open up, and none of the Beeston midfielders and defenders can get anywhere near into the circle. Left hand side, is there a turn coming? Is there a layoff? Beeston, nice measured pass forward. Looking out of the window at the chapel, not a great deal of support coming up, but second prize, Imi O'Neill wins a ball from the side for Beeston, and a few more players can trek forward. But look at the number of white shirts in the camera frame at the moment compared to the number of Beeston dark shirts, and that's a missed ball. But at the moment, nothing has come from that. Immediately mopped up by Hamilton, this time on the left hand side, who in turn gives the possession away. Beeston step up towards Millington, can't control it first time. Back to Surbiton again. Nice touch. And Robinson, I think that is, on the far side, who's come a long way back with a layoff to Pendle. And Beeston have a free hit. There is so much going on. I'm finding it difficult to cram all the descriptions in the time.
Yeah, Beeston just really soaking up pressure there. Just found themselves a little bit just chasing and kind of second to every ball, but yeah, regain possession, and you just got to look to play forward, be positive.
In towards the right hand side of the circle, umpire considered. It is a Beeston free hit which has been taken quickly. Bonanno goes with the aerial, shallow one, bounces, and that's worked out beautifully to Caris Miller. On the left-hand side, twists, turns, can she find a route? She finds a free hit.
But as you've already mentioned, Andy, just so many white shirts around her as she picks that ball up. Beeston has just got to work harder to get up the pitch and offer that outlet.
From a promising position, within 2 passes, the ball goes back to a white shirt. However, Beeston have an opportunity to build again. Maybe consider the options for just a fraction longer before the restart here.
Yeah, I think it's an opportunity here for Beeston just to really make sure they are in the right place, that their press is set, they're in good shape, and yeah, can really begin to dictate how Surbiton outlet.
So I misunderstood there. The umpire's arm outstretched pointing towards the boulevard end. I think she was saying that was where she wanted the restart to go on from the sideline, so I did That is a Beeston restart. And how much desire from Hamilton to win the ball back in defence. 21 at the end of last month. Played for England and Great Britain, Sophie Hamilton. I remember her from the junior days at regular featuring indoors, I think, and outdoors as well. Kings Bruton, I think that was. The speed again in the Beeston attack. This time though, Beeston are equal to it.
Really good challenge there by B-Bell to win that possession back.
Amy O'Neill having to take the long way around, and she's done extremely well to maintain possession and find a layoff as well. Cusack. I think maybe the outlet ball here, but no. Millington getting the ball to the edge of the circle, and that was inviting for Maddie Newitt to hit, but she wasn't quite aware of where that ball was going. It was behind her.
Yeah, and it's just for me that just the composure on that final pass. You've done really well. Imi O'Neill, fantastic carry inside to eliminate and that drop-off pass, but then just as you're outside that circle, just focus on that final delivery.
Let's look at it as a positive though. We've got to look at it as a positive for a Beeston hat on first time and looking threatening in the circle.
Yeah,
so it is possible.
Absolutely, and I think the girls have had a number of chances now and they are really beginning to build into this game, so you just want to see them continuing that.
Things are starting to happen for Beeston, and there's another free hit here. Just took a touch which taken it away from the player furthest forward. Able to tell that was now O'Neill, who was the player who was furthest forward. Very swift mopping up in the Surbiton midfield, back with Wills. Another whistle in favour of the visitors. On the edge of the circle once more, bouncing off Hannah Grieve. Grieve, right place, right time to make the interception.
Hannah Grieve finding herself involved again. She seems to be the centre of that defensive team, really, just always there to step, and she's come away with a lot of ball.
Just focusing on someone just arrived in the picture.
Yeah, for me it looks like James Sordillo's just appeared on the bench now. So yeah, really good to see him back on the sideline. Obviously, hope everything's okay. And yeah, really good. I'm sure the girls will be best pleased.
He's already furiously writing notes down on that board. But we're getting 9 minutes away from half time on BTV. Surbiton, the League Leaguers, are 2 goals to the good. Devastating first 7 minutes spell, but since then, yes, it's fair to say Surbiton are in charge, but Beeston have come back into it. Let's see how this one plays out. Ball over the 23, pressure coming in, slipped inside De Frond, who that was with a reverse ball. Another example of a player with international credentials.
Yeah, Beeston have done really well there. I think they've learned from their early mistakes and just being able to get their body position in their place where they can actually come away with that ball. So yeah, really
chance
well
here, and that's been deflected. Well, I think play is coming back actually, but that was a free hit more or less for Meg Douthwaite, who was furthest forward. Couldn't believe her luck there for a moment.
Yeah, I think the umpire managed to call it early, but yeah, right place, right time for the forward. Great pressure.
So that's a third presentable opportunity for Surbiton. They've converted 2 of them. Just back in the picture. And the friend number 16 is just, hopefully for me, wandered out of picture. I was about to say that yes, she does have international credentials, but she decided to step back last June 2021. well-timed car horn there. I think a couple of players thought that was the half-time hooter, but there isn't one here. That may have worked out well for Beeston as they break down the left-hand side, checking towards the baseline, just helpfully held up from a Surbiton point of view, right on the edge. That's clever defending the space as well as the blunting the attack.
Yeah, Surbiton just pushing them into areas that they're comfortable to make those challenges outside the circle, but again, from the Beeston perspective, building possession in the opposing 25.
Good couple of minutes this, into the circle. Risky challenge from one of the forwards. Has that been kept in play? No, it hasn't. So Beeston ball. This is a good couple of minutes, and I think they're building a little bit of a head of steam. Rubia Pula from the side. Looking out of away from the camera, there are definitely more players forward in Beeston Black.
Yeah, for me, Beeston, they just look like a different side at the moment. Everything just seems to be a lot more crisp, a lot more tidy, and as we say that, of course, the ball just rolls off the sideline. But
welcome to the world of commentary.
That's the way, Andy. But defensively, the girls are looking really good, just looking to dictate play more. And Julie Reid, I'll always say it, but she's pivotal for this side. Found herself on the ball again, making clinical passes.
It has been, I don't want to overdo it with the pro Beeston stuff, but it has been more even, definitely. But it's certainly also fair to say that Surbiton have looked dangerous every time they've got around the edge of the circle. And here's another opportunity. Bourne lifts the ball up. Can she find a way through? Not this time. Long corner. Swig tries to roll the ball into the circle. It's been found. Route to goal is blocked again, and is that another very, very important interception? This time it's Burrell who was at the right place in the Beeston defence.
Beeston have dealt with that really well there. As you say, Lauren Burrell carrying that ball out strong and fortunate to win that free hit there.
Now this first half hasn't been a wash with goals, but it has been a very, very watchable first half of hockey. Also, that's the first time we get to see Louisa Bray in the Surbiton goal. Sabi Heish, international goalkeeper, is here, but she's the reserve keeper. Louisa Bray is the player in bright orange. I'll make that out. Is that red or orange from here? I'm not really sure. When the sun shines, it's a different colour. But yes, it's definitely Louisa Bray who's the keeper today, starting for Surbiton. Play concentrated right over by the corner. Good pace to try and find a route towards goal. But Taz Cookman, she's penalised. Beeston ball. 4 minutes to half time on BTV. That was really, if that had come off, that was really well done. Ultimately, it has. Little reverse pass through the legs with a bunny hop included as well. That's one for the highlights. Where
just shows you there, Beeston are confident. They're still willing to kind of take the game to Surbiton.
Millington in possession on the left-hand side, goes towards the corner flag under the watchful attention of two Surbiton defenders. Lifts the ball out of harm's way, but been picked up by Long. And Beeston trying to block the progress down the middle this time. Been pushed out to the Surbiton right-hand side. See a lot of the forwards from Beeston trying to make an impact to keep the ball down this end of the field. The press has started to work.
Yeah, I think Beeston are just comfortable at the moment. I'd say at that 75-yard press, just allowing Surbiton to kind of almost play into these areas that Beeston want them, really. And Ruby Apula's done really well there to intercept. But
equally good Lottie Ross with the stop of the ball. It's end to end, or 23 to 23 more or less at the moment.
Yeah, some really exciting hockey being played in the middle of the park, but I think we both agree we'd like to see it a little bit more in the final ends.
very happy to maintain possession there. 2-goal cushion as they approach half-time. Is there an opportunity for either team to make another opportunity towards goal? This is really good and strong running from Karis Miller, who scored at Surbiton earlier in the season. Couple of bit of pinball around the 23-metre line. Surbiton come away with it. Intercepted by B. Bell, but again at the expense of another free hit. I've got a feeling, I don't think we will see a goal-scoring opportunity before the end of the half. I think this is going to peter out a touch. I hope I'm wrong, but it just has a feeling that both teams can see the half-time talk looming.
Yeah, I think it's continuing again, this hockey just to be played in the 2 quarters, really, between either side of the halfway line, really. Just neither team really able to amount any attack at goal at the moment.
Little subtle shuffle forward from the Surbiton players just to put a little extra pressure on from this sideline ball.
Yeah, it makes all the difference, I think, for me as a player. I know I found myself on the ball and just that player in front of you having that little shuffle, making himself big. You just second guess those passing lines that you think you've found.
There's a layoff. Beeston, a lot of time on the ball, but the pressure is starting to come. Apula does well and does extremely well. This might even be a chance. Robinson takes the ball towards the 23-metre line. Things were about to open up, but the interception appeared out of nowhere. And like that, Surbiton are just about to enter the circle. And I tell you what, Meg Douthwaite was almost in a shooting moment there. The umpire's whistle blows, brings the first half to an end. Beeston looking a lot better in the end of the second half, but Surbiton have really put the damage in the first couple of minutes. Darcy Bourne from close range, Maddie Long from a similar distance, but both within the first 7 minutes of the game.
Yeah, absolutely, and I think Beeston have had their chances equally. Just Surbiton looking really dangerous on that counter at the moment. But yeah, Beeston beginning to regain control of this game, so it's going to be an exciting second.
So what we will have is a 10-minute half-time break. The water cannons will be turned on, and we'll put our umbrellas up here in the chapel at Nottingham Hockey Centre. When we return, can Beeston turn it around? Can Beeston make a dent on Surbiton's title challenge? There's only one way to find out, and that's stay with us on BTV. Nice aerial ball towards Samapula. That's nicely taken down. You can see the umpire signalling play on. Croft, as you mentioned, force of nature, making their way around the edge of the circle. Perfect. Out of defence, but that's been picked up on halfway. Sarah Evans. Sharp playing the ball into the circle. Opportunity early on. And that's been tapped in from the top scorer, Darcy Bourne, who manages goal number 12. Of course, it's Surbiton that have the lead in terms of goals, which is the only stat that matters. And quickly through the gears, on the edge of the circle. It's long, and that's been turned in. And it can look so easy when it's done like that.
They are a really well-drilled side.
Emmy O'Neill having to take the long way around, and she's done extremely well to maintain possession and find a layoff as well. Cusack. I think maybe the outlet ball here, but no. Millington getting the ball to the edge of the circle, and that was inviting for Maddie Newitt to hit, but she wasn't quite aware of where that ball Welcome back to BTV. It's been an unusual first half. Beeston have looked good in parts, but Surbiton have been the better team, and that's been reflected in the scoreline as we're about to start the second half. Surbiton 2, Beeston 0, the away side mostly in control. If we can bring up the goal scorers as well, that'll give you the timings as well. That'll help give the context. 2 early goals in the first quarter. The difference as we approach the start of the second half. Darcy Bourne and Maddie Long on target. Maddie Long's goal, watching again on the replay, real good skills through the air. And you can see the corner count, which is a new feature. Surbiton just have 1 in the first half, none yet for Beeston in the game. So Darcy Bourne is over the ball on halfway for Surbiton. Surbiton the white, blue and hooped socks. Beeston in the black and yellow. Surbiton attacking the boulevard end in the second half. That's left to right. Beeston are going from right to left, attacking the car park end. And already there's a breakthrough for Surbiton on the right hand side. Is there a route into the circle? There is now. There's an opportunity for a ball to be played in, which is slightly undercooked, and that's allowed a Beeston stick to get on it and take it out of harm's way. By the way, I'm Andy Day. Beside me is Jake Reed. Welcome to the second half.
Beeston looking really strong at the moment. I think just both teams coming out looking like they want to take the game and looking to score those goals early on.
Unusual conditions. We were watching the watering at half time and watching the wind not allowing the brilliant distribution of the water. But Beeston trying to play it through a couple of midfielders in white. Spread out to Holly Payne, who's got a lot of space to attack. It's been blocked. It's expensive a free hit, which has gone very quickly, but played backwards. Elliott, that is in number 14, in Gibbs, and then receives the ball again. Spreads it out to the right hand side. Payne, edge of the circle stuff, nice stuff from, I've got that down as 15, Lottie Summers, who I didn't have on my original team list, but I think has appeared.
Yeah, she's done really well there. Just staying low, waiting for the forward to look to try and play it through her, and yeah, it's come out with a reward there.
Beeston did well when they travelled to Surbiton exactly a month ago. It was a 1-1 draw. Caris Miller scoring the equaliser. Maddie Long, number 22 for Surbiton, scored the opener back on the 12th of February in that 1-1 draw.
We've seen how Surbiton can be dangerous early on through those 2 really worked goals, but Beeston have equally had their opportunities, just not quite been clinical in D at the moment, but it's exciting to see the girls looking to come out and play aggressively and play hard.
You've got to try things, otherwise they will never come off. And there's an attempt, and that's been turned in brilliantly from Darcy Bourne, her second goal of the game. Powerful finish into the bottom of the goal. Nothing that Steph Tyrrell could do about it in the Beeston goal. And she's up to 13 for the season, Darcy Bourne.
And it's as we mentioned earlier, it's just this turnover. It's unfortunate carry there by Judy Reed. Just loses possession. Ball played to Darcy Bourne, and a player of her ability on a forehand stick. She's not going to miss the target from there.
We're back live, and so Beeston's job in the second half has just got that little bit harder still.
Yeah, I think Beeston are definitely still within this game. They've shown really promising build-up play going forward, and again, it's just sustaining that now.
Surbiton, they always want to push forward and more. They never sit back. You think at 3-0, their game plan could change here. They could afford to sit back, but look where the ball is in the circle again. Player goes down. What's the outcome? Do we have a penalty corner, or do we have a stroke, or what is... I think it's a discussion between the two umpires is what we're going to have. Certainly there was a collision. That's not in dispute.
Yeah, for me...
stroke is the outcome.
For me, that's surprising. I personally feel that would be worthy of a short corner. Player's done really well. She definitely has been fouled in the circle, but didn't really appear like she had a goal-scoring opportunity.
Hat-trick opportunity for Darcy Bourne, for Surbiton. We will pause. The goal is being moved into position. Opportunity for 3 hat-tricks in successive match weeks for Darcy Bourne if she converts this. And that's into the roof of the net, and Surbiton extend the lead to 4. Hat-trick goal for Darcy Bourne.
Really good flick there by Darcy Bourne. Not much Steph Tyrrell could do about that. But again, it kind of all...
Just going back for 60 seconds, Surbiton never stop. They always push and want more, and that's their reward.
Yeah, they're a side that just want to keep going, and they've gained the rewards for that, as you say. But Beeston just got to be really careful here now. Just no unnecessary turnovers. Just keep it simple, build possession, and yeah, look to just kind of get back in this game.
Penalty corner number 2 for Surbiton, first one of the second half, and that pressure is relentless, and I think Surbiton have more than seen off Beeston's start to the second half. And it's intriguing that the 2 sets of 2 goals have both been at the very start. Admittedly, there's a lot more to play in the second half, but they're 2 early goals in both halves.
Absolutely, Surbiton just come out wanting more and more, and yeah, they're a very good side, and they can rely on certain individuals, but as a team, they're just very quick to the ball and very quick to get your head down.
Ross is going over to inject. Beeston making sure that all 4 outfielders are correctly prepared. Hannah Grieve, as we're looking at it, on the left side of the goal. Two players going for it at the same time. Bit of a scramble, and finally away. Surbiton back in possession though, right in the corner. Surbiton free hit. Grieve making the distance away from the restart. This time powered in low. Another free hit, more pressure building. This time the visitors changed the point of the attack and tricked the camera team into thinking where the ball was going. Finally though, that spell of pressure comes to a close. aerial from the side. It's travelled a long way. That's nicely done from Miller. I think Beeston would have been happier with a play to continue rather than a free hit from that, but what's done is done.
Beeston slowly beginning to kind of build this possession in the attacking half now.
That's really good to get through there, from there. But the smothering defence of Surbiton snuff out that probe forward. Although, there's a lost stick in the middle of that. Beeston get another free hit taken to Bell. Bell chops inside, keeps possession, finds Darcy Bourne, who's striding forward. Grieve using everything she can to block this. Bourne in, only the goalkeeper to beat. She's gone round, and that is a very, very good bit of defending from Steph Tyrrell, firstly coming out to block the angle, but also from B Bell in the Beeston defence.
Yeah, B Bell's done really well not to give a penalty flick there. Just coming across with her body, but making sure she takes the ball with her. It's a fantastic bit of individual defending.
Sometimes when you watch a team in possession like this, when Beeston are coming forward, things just open up. Here's the opportunity, it's been turned in, and Lucy Millington on target for Beeston and taking the congratulations. Beeston on target.
Really good individual bit of skill there by Lucy Millington, winning that ball and eliminating a couple players, and just the composure to just slot it past the keeper. As you see here, I think it's Sophie Robinson who actually wins the ball, lays it off to Lucy Millington. Individual bit of skill there to beat the two, and such a fine finish. So yeah, really well done by Lucy.
Louisa Bray in the Surbiton goal, first time she's been tested in this game, and the ball's been placed into the back of a goal.
Yeah, and I think we've both felt that Beeston had that in them, and we're just lacking that final bit of composure, but it's really good to see now when hopefully Beeston can continue to build from this.
Famously though, we've seen over the years in both the men's and the women's teams, Surbiton don't like being scored against, so I'm sure we'll see a reaction, and very soon.
Absolutely. I don't think any team in particular does, but absolutely Surbiton, they will be disappointed that they have conceded in that way.
There's a turnover high up the field. You can see that the Beeston defence is a little bit exposed. They do have numbers back. Going a long way around. Free hit given. Making sure Holly Payne goes for the restart. Umpire is certain where that restart is. It's back quite a long way to Elliott.
You could see there in that defensive circle that Keris Miller has come all the way back defending at the top of the D, so showing the Beeston again all their forwards back and really protecting.
Ball in the circle once more, lots of arms play on. I was trying to read the umpire's signal there. I was working if that was a point for that's a free hit or it was a play on, but I think we were playing on.
Yeah, absolutely. I think the umpires will look to give as much advantage as they can. Both sides would look to benefit from that, so yeah, I think really good decision made.
League leaders piling the pressure on once more. This time again, It's Julie Reid who was there at the right time to block the attack at the top of the circle. There's been 3 or 4 instances where different players have been at that precise spot in both halves, actually, from Beeston to block the route into the circle.
Yeah, and I think that's clearly the way that Surbiton are looking to penetrate the circle most effectively for them. We've had Hannah Grieve, Julie Reid, and a couple of other girls, as you mentioned, just winning a lot of interception right at the top of the circle. So, yeah, a lot of success for Beeston.
We're just seeing some advice being handed out from the umpire to the Beeston coaching team. Looking at the suspension bench, nobody's been shown a card. I think it was just more of a friendly chat. I think James Sordillo, with for that is he in the hat, was getting very much into this game. He's had a bit of an odd day today, so we'll probably let him off a bit. And Beeston have a free hit right on the 23. Maybe they can halve their arrears. They can build up a bit of a head of steam. Greaves bringing the ball forward. Now to Pendle. Fired in towards the circle, comes out off a Surbiton stick, long corner. This is starting to build.
Beeston beginning to play in the areas that they'd like to play majority of this game now. Just retain possession high up in the D, look to get as much into the circle as we can and hopefully jump onto it and be there first.
Very neat layoff. And serene progress down the left-hand side of the field. That's been tapped beyond by Sophie Hamilton, who was closest to it. They did come off a Beeston stick at the very, very end, so more good defensive work, right place, right time. I keep saying it, that's where you need to be.
Yeah, and that was Ella Cusack there, just making that last-ditch attempt to take the ball off the end of the Surbiton stick.
Changing the angle of attack, Bourne again. A circle around, a play towards the goal. I think Sophie Hamilton was trying to play the ball in the air. That would have been very good if it came off.
Yeah, it's that individual bit of skill again that Surbiton are more than capable of, so Beeston just got to be careful again. Don't give them too much time and too much space, and you should be able to see that ball out.
That desire for possession of the ball runs throughout Surbiton side like a stick of rock. Holly Payne, how quick the ball's moving as well. Bouncing a couple of times in the circle, shot towards goal and wide of the upright.
I think that was Sarah Evans there who found herself in a little bit of space just outside the P spot. So yeah, unfortunate not to put that on target, but again, a bit of a let-off for the Beeston side there.
Just inside the sideline for this restart. With a chase down from Sarah Evans as well. Nice idea of using the ball right along the sideline. Just faded out at the last. Borrell putting the pressure on. And that's a ball across the face of goal, but happy and content with the possession. Payne bringing it forward now, bounces a couple of times. It's found its way through to Long. And look at the space again for Bourne. She's been held up and turned in for goal number 4. How about that? How about that? It does look so easy when you can play that well.
They're a side that just know where the space is, and Darcy Bourne's done really well to just lead off of a defender there. I think it's a little bit of unfortunate circumstances for Beeston there. The ball's found its way through, but again, Darcy Bourne in acres of space, and really,
she's had to do really well because Steph Terrell was not making it easy for her. That little twist, turn, and then shot on the reverse into the lot of open goal to aim for. Lovely finish. Started the day on 11 goals for the season, and even my basic maths now tells you that. Put her on 15.
She's a forward, again, you can see her here. She works hard, she gets the rewards for all that effort, and again, she's a very talented individual, so yeah, deserves these goals today.
Bell trying to play through a couple of players. Long corner. Things are starting to reappear for Beeston, but you can almost, as a body language armchair expert, you can tell that... oh, is that hit the post? Is it hit the post? Remarkable. No one on hand to turn it in either. No one expected that, and definitely not me.
No, it was a good deflection outside the circle there, and I think even it caught the Beeston forwards off guard, and no one there to react, as you say.
Robinson's carried the ball into the circle, however, lots of whistling, and she felt that she was entitled to take that, but we will be going back. We have 30 seconds left in this quarter.
And to me, it appears that they've actually taken the ball from a very similar area, so I think Sophie Robinson there has been really hard done by.
Bell doing brilliantly to halt the process and win the ball back. Fortunately, though, for her, illegally in the view of the umpire there.
Yeah, B Bell's had a really good game, just looking to be really physical and closing down her player in those areas quite quickly, so yeah, really good game so far.
Three-quarter time is upon us at Nottingham Hockey Centre. We've seen 6 goals in the game, and it's been a superstar show from number 5 from Surbiton, Darcy Bourne, managing to convert 4, including a penalty stroke as well. Lovely finishes, but also it's worth saying Beeston on target through Lucy Millington as well. Lovely finish in itself. So at the moment, you would have to say that Surbiton are very, very likely to take the 3 points from here, but it's not been a very bad performance from Beeston.
No, you're absolutely right, and I think it's how Beeston respond in this final quarter. They need to look to obviously change certain things. Players in the circle have found themselves in too much space, and hence why Darcy Bourne has been rewarded for those 4 fine finishes. So
indeed, and it could have been more as well, because there was that block from Bell following the run on the way through as well. So the score could have been more.
Yeah, absolutely, and they're going to play a lot of tough teams in this top 6, as they have been already. So it's just what they take into this final quarter and into next week.
You're right. Surbiton at the moment, they're on a run of 3 wins in a row. Today would make it 4. Looking at Beeston women, next couple of games, it's a trip to East Grinstead next weekend, then here again against Wimbledon, then away to Hampstead and Westminster, and then to round out the season, it's home to Clifton Robinsons. So that's you've got no easy games in the top 6 at all.
Afraid so, and East Grinstead will be another team that have certain individuals that can do a similar job to the Surbiton side here. So yeah, it's all about how Beeston respond in this final quarter, and hopefully we'll see some goals for the Beeston girls.
Just looking to go with the restart. Alice Sharp is above the ball. I think you can see Darcy Bourne is just having a sit down. I think her day is done, I would suspect. Why are we holding up? Just making sure that... I think it's the umpire needing to get into position. We are good to go. And immediately it's a turnover and Beeston step on the gas. Is there a way through? No. Free hits. Quickly towards Millington. Millington is held up. Is there a shooting chance here? Where is the ball? It's on the end of the Surbiton stick. Long. How is it? From right to left. The front. Cookman. This is Taz Cookman. There are 2 Cookmans at Surbiton. Just inside Peel. And Beeston can clear here.
That's well stepped by Ella Cusack, being able to find Keris Miller down here and It's
Can
Lucy
Millington reach it? She's putting everything into it. She's done excellently there. And to maintain possession under a challenge like that as well. Now, is there a support coming? She's taking it close to the sideline. Apula is coming. This is brilliant. This is really, really good. And has she won the free hit? Yes, she has. Marvellous from Millington.
Lucy Millington there, just showing what she's renowned for. She has fantastic hands, and you just want to see her get that ball in the circle, as you know she's going to be able to win those upgrades.
A couple of successive free hits. Cusack pushing towards the edge of the circle. Pula receiving the restarts. In possession again, a little bit of space to run in, finds a nice finesse towards the edge of the circle towards Grieve, who was quite far forward. And takes a touch. Surbiton ball from the side. Well anticipated from Miller, who brings the ball to halfway and finds a layoff to Reed, who in turn takes it onto the 23. So Banalo. A lot of urgency in her possession. She goes to ground and wins a free hit. Immediately you can see the Surbiton defence retreat. There is the support. There's a run coming, and that's the run to Robinson. Possession turned over again. Free hit will be going back from a roundabout here. Popping up off the stick, and Beeston in possession. Robinson winning the ball back.
Beeston just showing that they want to go forward at every opportunity here, which is fantastic. But yeah, just to get the ball into the circle now and try and deliver something.
Your traditional game plan on a game like this would be to steady at the start of the game, steady the possession, make sure that you retain the possession, don't give anything away, and then start to build and build and build and build. When you concede 2 early goals like that, oh, so close to an interception across the face of goal. Beeston are really throwing the kitchen sink at this, by the way.
Yeah, absolutely. And as you were saying, Andy, I think you're absolutely right. My game plan for this game would be, as I'm sure James's plan is the same, that it's build possession, steady yourself into the game, as you've already mentioned, and yeah, look to go at it as you gain that confidence.
Payne steps inside. There's a route into the circle here. There's the layoff. Real scramble in front of the goalkeeper. It looked like Tyrrell was about to clear there, and the ball was taken off either her foot or a stick. And, will be a restart. No great rush for the restart to begin. I don't think we've got any activity that's not been picked up by the camera. I think it's just a steady restart.
Yeah, and it appears that Surbiton, for me, every time that they've won that ball off the Beeston side higher up, it's almost ended in a D entry every time. So yeah, really, really dangerous side.
Miller, nice ball. Looked like it was going to be a 1-2, but didn't quite come off. But it's Millington that's into the circle on the left-hand side again. Is there a teammate to be found? It's bounced off the foot of the goalkeeper. Still a lot of pressure. And kept in play. This time nudged out from a Beeston stick.
Well closed down there by Ella Cusack. But as we mentioned earlier, Lucy Millington using that fantastic skill on the ball just to deliver that ball into the circle. And it was Louisa Bray, the Surbiton keeper, who had to get involved and make that clear.
Well in again from Cusack. We will be coming back though. Sharp's progress blocked illegally. To front, on the far side of the field with a restart playing towards the corner. Look at the triangles being made. And progress into the circle again. Big shout of well played, and that was well played to block that attack.
Yeah, another fine interception and tackle by B-Bell there. She's had a few of those this game, and yeah, really proving what she's all about.
Impressive season for B-Bell. First season at Beeston. She was a defender at Arlon in Belgium prior to coming to Beeston. Here's Bourne again. She did have a rest, but now she's back.
I'm sure she's hungry for more, Andy.
Nice angle ball, takes a couple of bounces on the way through. Free hit outside the circle. Coming up to the end of 60 minutes being played. Another free hit. Pressure starting to crank up a bit on the right-hand side. Beeston's left side of the defence, and more players come in to block the routes to the edge of the circle. That's made Surbiton have a rethink, pushed it out further this time, and it's caused an interception. Surbiton will go from the side.
Well intercepted by Lauren Ball there. Just looking to read that pass, and if we can, it'd be really good for Surbiton just to catch them on the break now. You can see Surbiton have pushed really high, so definitely opportunity to exploit that at the back.
Free hit in a dangerous position. Beeston looking to bring it through the crowded route. Doesn't come off. Surbiton free hits. Expansive stuff into space. Long corner, that's the sweep of the arm. Sweep with the restarts. Another long way around. Nice win of the ball, high up the field of play. Beeston take it towards halfway. This is going from the side. 8.5 minutes to play on BTV. League leaders Surbiton are leading by 4 clear goals here at Nottingham Hockey Centre. Really valiant attempt at an interception, coming in on the blind side.
Yeah, that's Caro Hulme there, just working back as a forward. You love to see it, especially myself being a midfield player, for your forwards just to work back and help you double team that player.
Beeston really throwing everything at this. That was a very, very neat bit of play. Bit of pinball. Got a feeling, ultimately, because that is definitely Maddie Pendle, number 15, whose aerial it was. Yeah, Lottie Summers, number 15. We seem to be missing a player, but we'll gloss over that. Not in the original match day 16.
Good pressure by Sophie Robinson there.
Full of running.
And she's managed to get all the way up to the other side as well. She is a player who is hungry for goals.
Tell you what, I would have needed a rest halfway through that run. I know we're only, what is it, 4 or 5 games away from the end of the season now. What does next year's planning look like? Because this is a core of a good team here.
Yeah, and the Beeston side is still very young. A lot of students, both university and school. So it's just continuing to gain that experience in these final few games. Have a good pre-season prep, get as many fixtures as we can, and just to look to build and add to this strength of the side, really.
So free hit awarded in the middle of all of that, which has allowed Robinson to get possession. Whip ball forward to try and find Nadia Banalo, but it is blocked. And again, Surbiton trying to make their way to the edge of the circle. Good defence again. I think that's Grieve who's blocking, relieved. And that is again good watch, firm stick on it, and winning a free hit as well.
Yeah, well watched by Ella Cusack there, just waiting for that delivery, and Hannah Grieve, as you mentioned, really, really good patience to just wait for that ball to be delivered.
Everybody likes a weather update. It's suddenly gone very windy indeed, and the chapel is swaying a little bit, which I'm sure won't affect your enjoyment of it, of the game, wherever you're watching us today, but yeah, it's all swaying a little bit here. Nice bouncing ball first to try and find Millington, but I think she knocked it out of play.
Surbiton looking comfortable, just happy to play the ball around, build possession. Don't really need to go for any more goals, which is surprising to see for a side with this calibre of player in, but
there's Payne receiving the ball on the run, just made her way into the circle, and that was brilliantly found. Just the smallest amount of foot left out by Rubia Pula, and Payne found it.
yeah, I think players on both sides now becoming a little bit tired. You can see here just not quite able to keep up with play here. Really good carry by the Beeston, by the Surbiton, number 22, sorry, and Holly Payne here. The composure to just win a foot, really well done.
Trap is good, played low and then turned in. Well, who else? Georgie Twigg from short distance takes the congratulations. Brilliant routine, and I don't think I've ever seen a goal scored from closer distance.
No, slightly different routine to their last one. Obviously still looking for that deflection on that right post, but yeah, really clinical finish by Georgie there.
Beeston straight out the traps, playing the ball, I think off the frame of the goal. That was a shot towards goal, and it did bounce up, but I think it hit the frame of the goal and then behind, and the netting behind.
Yeah, and I think every time Beeston have actually had the restart from the centre, I haven't seen them go backwards once. Always want to go forward, always looking to push for that next goal and to build that next chance. So yeah, the confidence is still there.
Millington sniffing around just in front of the goal again. They certainly haven't given up, but I think the team know that they're not getting 3 points out of this one today.
Yeah, this phase in the game, it's all about how you continue to keep pushing, even though when you know the odds are against you. How do we build for the next game? How do we finish the game? Because that's how we're likely to start the next.
There's a tiny bit of miscontrol in the midfield. This has allowed Beeston to get the ball over the 23. Tiny bit of an overload as well, but mopping up is something that the league leaders do so well. Pendle gives away a free hit. Less than 2 minutes away from full time. 3 points today would put Surbiton onto 40 points for the season. This would be win number 12. Beeston would remain on 17 points and will remain in 5th place whatever happens.
And Surbiton unlucky there not to turn a 7th in. Great ball into the D, and just unfortunate to send it past the upright.
The speed is something that a lot of the top teams are famous for. Can break you down so quickly. And Beeston have shown elements of that over the last couple of weeks.
Absolutely, and I think taking it straight from the Surbiton playbook, really. Surbiton have been really successful when they go quickly, break at pace, get numbers ahead of the ball, and this is exactly as we say now.
Look at the fighting from Sophie Hamilton right in the corner. We're in the final minute of the game. She's just run 40-50 metres to try and intercept the ball, and not only has intercepted the ball, maintained possession as well. Bourne is now carrying the ball almost 3/4 the length of the field. She's made her way to the edge of the circle. Here's an opportunity turned in, and that has put the icing on the cake. Alice Sharp converting from millimetres away from the goal line, and that is the 7th for Surbiton, and that is definitely 3 points for Surbiton.
I think it was Darcy Bourne there again, just found herself in acres of space, and unfortunately B-Bell there towards the end of the game. It's tough, all the girls are tired, so a really good carry there from Darcy Bourne.
And also I think a nutmeg on the goalkeeper on the way through as well. So the umpire's whistle blows. Well played to the Beeston team, but it wasn't to be today. Surbiton scoring 7 goals over the course of the 70 minutes of play, and I think their performance was reflected in the scoreline.
Yeah, I think Surbiton will be happy with the 7, equally disappointed with the 1 against their name. However, the Beeston girls, I think they knew they were going to come into a tough game today, but they'll learn from this, they'll go into the next game and hopefully put right what they need to.
4 wins in a row for Surbiton. Darcy Bourne moving on to 15 goals for the season as well, as the teams meet each other in the middle of the field of play. What next for Beeston? Well, it's a trip to East Grinstead next weekend, and they're back on the 26th here hosting Wimbledon. That's the women's competition. BTV, though, we did have a little bit of a flash of it a few moments ago, hosting Brooklands Manchester University in the men's Premier Division. That match taking place on the 20th of March at 2 o'clock. What's our main takeaway from that one, Jake Reid?
I think, as we mentioned earlier, Beeston could be proud of moments of that game where, as you say, they look to build and really put it up against Surbiton, and they've been rewarded with that 1 goal. But equally, I think what they have to take away from this is you have to be clinical on defence. Just tighten up, can't let players, and especially players of the Surbiton ability, free in the circle. But again, easy fixes, so just look to take that into training into next week.
So it's been a brilliant team performance from the visitors today, and it's also been an excellent individual performance from 4 goal scoring Darcy Bourne. From all of us here at BTV,